Well, it's about 24 hours now that the African Democratic Congress released a statement that it has suspended its presidential candidate Dumebi Kachikwu, accusing him of making a false, misguided and defamatory video amongst other alleged infractions. But in a swift reaction, Kachikwu described the action as a huge joke, while accusing his party leaders as businessmen who trade their candidates for money.
Chairmen of the different state chapters made known to me that the tenure of this NWC was coming to an end, and that Nwosu was seeking an illegal or backdoor extension, and that they were not in support of this. I told them that I, as the presidential candidate of this party, will do everything within my power to ensure that I uphold the Constitution. Beyond that, my party, the ADC, has been known in the past, or has had this dubious distinction as a party that traded the mandate of its candidates. In recent memory, we can remember the late Meliafa, who was the last presidential candidate of the party, and what happened to him when on election day, the party chose to support another party, having traded his mandate. We saw that happen in so many elections that the party has held, where the party is always trading its candidates. And I've made it clear to them that under my watch as presidential candidate of this party, my mandate is not negotiable, and the mandate of any candidate in this party will not be negotiated.
Right. Ibe Kachikwu, the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, there, giving us his own side of the story. Well, let's bring in the national chairman of the ADC, Ralph Nwosu, who joins me now in the studio to have a conversation. Ralph, thank you so much for being here. Talk to me. The last time I saw you, hold on.
Thank you.
The last time I saw you, you were all excited. This was about 3 months ago after your convention. You were excited to unveil Kachikwu and his running mate, Ahmed Buhari. What changed between then and now? Why is he suspended?
We have always been very excited with all our candidates. Right now, I can tell you we have almost 2,000 candidates on the ballot, and we're excited about each of them, because one of the things that kept us alive as a political party in 2011 was because we won only one House of Assembly. So for us, all the ballots very, very special to us, and we treat them specially. Unfortunately, we seem to be having some toxic relationship with our number one flag bearer until Friday. Number one flag bearer until Friday.
Until Friday.
But if I'm looking at NWC decided to suspend him for various infractions.
I am looking at this notice now that actually suspended Kachikwu. It is not necessarily signed by anybody. That's one part. But also I'm looking at the article on your political party, especially looking at Article 20, subsection A. It says every NWC or members of that, you have 2 terms of 4 years. I am aware you have been chairman of the party for about 17 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, and from what I am seeing here, on the 28th of last month, that NWC stopped existing because that was the end of that tenure. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I have.
That is not correct.
Okay.
That's not correct.
What is the correct stance?
In 2018, the party experienced a major transformation where 3 major groups, the biggest being CNM, came, and all of us we merged and formed almost a new party. But leaders said we should maintain the same name, ADC. As a matter of fact, the leadership of ADC now changed to Governor Oyinlola as the leader. It was a new ADC, and we set up a committee to have new constitution. So the amended constitution, which they always put in, stipulated for 2 terms. Building a political party is a very difficult job, especially where you have the 2 parties in government. Within the time we are building this party, because it's always easy to say 17 years, 20 years or whatever, within the time we are building this party, over 124 parties have been deregistered. Over 124 parties. And we have built this party with my resources. To become number 3 political party, where almost 12 presidential aspirants decided to come to.
Under you as the chairman of the party. So you're confirming to us that you have been chairman, even though you said there were some changes that happened in 2018.
There has been 3 different changes. Yes.
3 different changes.
Yes.
Okay, so now I want to focus on the fact that ADC right now, you have a presidential candidate and a vice presidential candidate, speaking about Dumebi Kachikwu and Ahmed Buhari as his running mate, as recognized by INEC. But in the last few days, you say he is suspended. So talk to me about the allegations against Dumebi Kachikwu before we pull out an interview that we had with him yesterday. Also telling us that he still remains the candidate, irrespective of what you and other members have to say. So what are your allegations against Dumebi and why he stays suspended?
I can tell you that 100%. For the last 3 months, if Dumebi Kachikwu is running for president, we will have offices. We will have a campaign office.
If he is running?
Yes. We will have a campaign office. We don't have. We will have, that's presidential campaign office. You will see billboards here in Abuja or in his state of Delta. As a matter of fact, since our candidate got his ticket, he's not visited his state.
Okay.
And there are some bright people who wanted to run election in Delta State. And our relations of our candidate stopped them. So, you know, I begin to wonder. But what I want to say to you is that ADC is not only about one presidential candidate. We have 2,000 people running on our ballot.
I understand that. I'm asking you to help me understand the weight of the allegations against Mr. Kachikwu. And I'm yet to get that from you. What are the allegations? Why he is suspended, according to you, by the ADC?
The NWC sat and looked at all the different infractions, which included a video that he, as a matter of fact, the last one was the video where he castigated almost the entire NWC. As a matter of fact, in the United States, if any person running for president did that, they will, as a matter of fact, the outcry would be, stop running. The party supremacy will show. The law does not allow anarchy. And the leadership in place in ADC said, come, the ADC executive time for this will expire on the 28th of August. We were supposed to hold when we held the National Convention in Abeokuta on June 8th. One of the items there is election of the national officers. However, on that day, the process continued till 3 a.m. And I think your TV was there. At 3 a.m., there was no way. Between ADC and INEC, we agreed to shift all the other programs to a further date. Then, when we got back, we wrote to INEC and said, because we want to have a special convention, a special NEC meeting, because the convention empowers NEC to take action until such a time that another convention will become necessary. ADC just did this time. APC has done that. PDP has done that. Every other party has done that. But the Dumebi Kachikwu, who I'm not even sure has read the constitution and everything of the party, and so on. And I was embarrassed also when he tried to blackmail a major institution like INEC.
Blackmail?
Yes. I think I had when he said that INEC was conniving. But a letter was sent to INEC more than 21 days. And I tell you, I've also had a lot of different things that Dumebi Kachikwu has said against my person. And I have briefed my lawyers on that. However, I've briefed my lawyers on that, and I will take that off.
All right, so that's between you and your presidential candidate right now. But as it stands, INEC still recognize him as your presidential candidate, because I'm looking at the INEC website and he is
the presidential candidate.
But at the end
represents
of
the
day,
party, and the party has, for now, has taken a decision
to suspend him by an NWC that expired. Its tenure expired on the 28th of last month, which you actually agreed to.
Excuse me.
Okay, so my question,
excuse me. That is wrong.
We have to. You said that. I'm going off of what you have said.
On the 25th, on the 25th, a special NEC was held. I told you.
Okay.
A special NEC was held, and INEC and everybody was in attendance.
Okay.
And we had 1 year extension, which other parties have done.
All right.
APC.
So now that you have suspended Dumebi Kachikwu, are you replacing him with a different person, or what happens next? Because Dumebi Kachikwu says this is almost your MO, your mode of operations, where towards the election you sell the ADC to other parties and support them instead of supporting your candidate. So is he being replaced now as he's suspended?
I'm happy you said Dumebi Kachikwu said. I was thinking that you wanted to also infer that.
I'm just here as an impartial witness.
Because then it will become another issue and so on. I said my lawyers will get in touch with Dumebi Kachikwu, and he has to prove it.
Are you not worried about its far-reaching implications on your party?
Excuse me. If there's anything I have, my character and integrity, and then everybody knows it. As a matter of fact, in 2018, when the ADC got transformed, a lot of critical stakeholders, former presidents, came together and searched for the party to adopt. They adopted ADC because of its after due diligence of all the political parties.
So back to the question I asked you.
And here we are. I used my resources to build number 3 political party in Nigeria.
You are a founder of that party. No one can take that away from you. So my question to you is, now you have suspended Dumebi Kachikwu. Are you replacing him with a different individual? Because I remember Kingsley Moghalu actually ran also to be presidential candidate. But eventually, Dumebi was picked. So now are you replacing Dumebi Kachikwu? I need that from you real quick as we wrap up.
The NWC met, suspended him. We are going to, at the appropriate time, call a NEC to conclude. But at the same time, different stakeholders are reaching out. It depends on what happens.
So for now, you have no replacement for Dumebi Kachikwu. That's what you're saying?
No.
Thank you.
We are a reasonable organization.
Right.
We take it step at a time.
Right. Ralph Nwosu, National Chairman, Action,
African
Democratic Congress. Thank you for joining us.